to Pride events or does not appear to target the LGBTQ community. So I really want to make sure that our community members and visitors who are in town for Pride Week understand that.
So this was a very busy time, 10 a.m. Was it crowded? Could you explain?
I don't know how crowded the train was. We do know when the train arrived here, most of the people from the train exited the train quickly, so we don't exactly know how crowded the train was.
Do you believe that the two people, or the shooter and the people involved who were victims, may have known each other?
Unfortunately, I don't have any information on that right now.
So you're pretty sure it's not a hate crime, is what you're saying?
Yeah, this appears to be an isolated incident.
The supervisor said that there was a verbal altercation between. Do you have any between the two?
We don't know for sure yet exactly what happened on the train. We are working to gather information, which will include surveillance footage and any other footage from the Muni train.
Officer Winters, are they looking for a specific suspect?
I don't have any specific information or release in regards to the suspect at this time.
But he fled the station?
Pardon?
They fled from the station?
They fled from the station, but based on the information we have, there's no need for any kind of lockdown or any kind of shelter in place in the area at this time.
But if you're looking for this person, is there anything that the public can help? Do you have a description of the person?
I don't have a description yet. As soon as we get that, we will release information.
Is there video on board that might show or from inside the station?
All the Muni trains and all the Muni stations do have video. We do have personnel that are working to retrieve that video so that it can be analyzed and determine anything on there that will help us in this investigation.
What would cause a lockdown? I mean, if you ran into the neighborhood, would you lock down the neighborhood, and because you ran some other way, there's no need for a lockdown? That's what I'm not clear on.
So a lockdown would be triggered if we had information that the suspect was still in the area and armed, and that it appeared to be a non-isolated incident where they were targeting random people. That would be something that could trigger a lockdown.
What about the passengers on the train? What happened when they deboarded, and have you guys spoken with any of the passengers?
I don't know exactly how many we've spoken with. I do know that many of the passengers immediately left the train in the station.
There's witnesses out there.
There's a few.
Yes, there could potentially be witnesses out there. We do ask that anyone who was on the train who may have seen the incident or may have even recorded it or have any video footage or photos to please reach out to the San Francisco Police Department.
There's a few members of the gang enforcement detail who are here. Any reason to believe that this might be gang related?
Not that I'm currently aware of.
So you mentioned finally again that this is Pride Week, and people are on edge to begin with the shootings and other events and other instances. What do you tell this community?
So that's a really great question. As we know, with some of the incidents that have happened around the country in the last several weeks, I just really want to assure, again, our community members, our LGBTQ community members, and those who are visiting our city from around the world for San Francisco Pride, that this incident does not appear to be related to Pride or targeting our LGBTQ community. And that San Francisco Police Department, as we enter Pride weekend, is going to be staffed to ensure safety at all of our events throughout the weekend. We'll be working with our state and federal partners throughout the weekend to make sure that everyone is safe and has an enjoyable Pride. And at this time, we don't have any information regarding any threats related to Pride or the LGBTQ community.
Any plans to step up security on the train? Obviously, you can't have an officer on every train.
Yeah, obviously we can't have an officer on every train, that would be a question I can't exactly answer at this time.
To your knowledge, is this the first incident, a shooting that has happened on a Muni train in its history? I haven't remember anything like this. To your knowledge?
To my knowledge, I don't specifically recall any other shootings on a Muni train.
And it happened between what stops?
Between Forest Hill and Castro.
Do you know how many shots were fired?
So the shooting was
I
on
don't
the
know
train.
how many shots.
The shooting was on the train.
Yes, it was on the train.
And was
While
it
it was
directed
moving?
at one person and then the second person got involved in the shot, or was it all directed at both?
That I don't have any specific information on that
One
yet.
last question. That's it?
Could you just say your name again for me?
Yes, Officer Kathryn Winters, Kathryn.
I guess one last question is, what's the scene in there right now? I mean, can you describe what's happening in there?
We have the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, our homicide inspectors, and our crime scene personnel are on scene and processing and gathering evidence.
Is this going to disrupt Muni for the rest of the day?
Yes, so the Castro station until this is wrapped up will be closed. Trains that are traveling in the east or westbound direction will be bypassing the Castro station until the scene has been processed.
But there are shuttle buses, right?
So trains going in the westbound direction are just going straight through. I don't know exactly how Muni is routing around in the eastbound direction at this time. I'm sure they will be putting out information shortly.
You started to spell your name, but could you just...
Oh, last name is Winters.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, you just heard from San Francisco Police Department spokesperson Kathryn Winters on what is happening right now. Lots of police activity over the Castro Muni station where there was a shooting on board a Muni train this morning. Someone shot 2 people. One of the victims died. Another one was transported to the hospital. No information on the suspect in the shooting. Police do not have a description yet, but they said they did not feel the need to place this neighborhood on lockdown at the moment. What they did want to reiterate, though, that this happened just down the street from the Castro Theater there. And at the Castro Theater is the Frameline 46 San Francisco International LGBTQ Film Festival, and there are a lot of pride activities happening around. But Kathryn Winters are wanting to assure the community that this has nothing to do with pride events and that pride events are perfectly fine. This had nothing to do with that. This involved some sort of incident that happened on a Muni train that just happened to be traveling perhaps in that area when some sort of altercation perhaps started and 2 people were shot. The suspect, the shooter, got out at the Castro Street station and then took off. Right now, underneath the ground there at the Castro station, we understand police officers and homicide department and medical examiner, in fact, are down there conducting their investigation. The Castro Street station will remain closed for a while. No telling how long this investigation will last. And this happened at the Forest Hill, between the Forest Hill and the Castro station. Of course, if you're taking those areas, you're going to want to avoid it at the moment. But we understand that Muni is providing buses to folks that normally would be using that line right now to get to and from their activities around the city. So again, the shooter remains on the loose. No description yet, but there is no lockdown to speak of. No arrests at this time. Right now, the police department, they're going to be retrieving the videos that are on board the Muni train to try and decipher what exactly happened here and perhaps put them closer to the person who pulled the trigger. But again, if you're just joining us, we're watching this breaking news right here in the Castro district where 2 people were shot in a Muni train earlier this morning. This happened sometime around the 10 o'clock hour or so, and the development started to unfold recently here. We will have much more on the story. We have a reporter on the ground there. We will have more from that reporter in just a few minutes on the news at noon.